Hi, I'm Greg from RUFFLY, and thanks for tuning in to the second of our 3 video series about the custom build for your K9 Moto Cockpit.
We want you to share the thrill of the ride together. That's why RUFFLY builds motorcycle dog carriers and accessories that let you ride with your big dog in a way that's safe and doesn't sacrifice the look or performance of your bike.
Now, as a reminder, the K9 Moto Cockpit is a motorcycle dog carrier for medium and large-sized dogs. The dog rides in a laying down instead of seated position. That keeps the weight lower, keeps them more comfortable, and it keeps a better look and performance for your bike. In the first video, we talked about the pre-build process. That was the photos, the measurements, and the mounting diagram. And in this video, we're going to talk about the build itself. And the custom build is just that, custom. We don't prefabricate any components of the... It's custom. We don't prefabricate any elements of the cockpit before we start your build. It consists of the frame, then we go to the base plates and whatever mounting components we need, and lastly the anchors. At the very end, we polish it all off and send it out for painting. Now remember that the sizing for your cockpit was determined during the pre-build process when we looked at the measurements of your specific dog. The cockpit frame is made of 3/4 inch tubes. We cold bend them into 4 pieces and then weld them together. The cockpit has one primary base plate that goes across the middle. Where it's positioned is specific to your bike. The primary base plate is 3 inches wide and 1/4 inch thick. From there, we have several secondary base plates. It can be 3, 4, depending upon the size of your cockpit and where everything needs to be positioned for mounting. Now, the placement of the base plate is going to depend on the mounting for your specific motorcycle. If you have an ADV or tour bike like Jess's G650, then we'll probably be able to mount to the luggage platform to the rear of the passenger seat. We may also be able to run a support bar down to the pannier rack. If you don't have a pannier rack, then we'll probably recommend that you run a tether from the anchor point down to the passenger foot pegs. If you have a cruiser-style motorcycle, then we're probably looking at running support bars from the fender on either side of the rear wheel hub up to your cockpit, almost like stilts for your cockpit. We may also use the sissy bar bracket, and oftentimes there's a screw hole in the center of the rear wheel hub just behind the passenger seat. If you have a sport bike or a naked bike, sometimes the mounting can get a little trickier. Oftentimes we'll remove the passenger seat and find some weight-bearing mounting points beneath there. Sometimes aftermarket accessories like luggage racks and side case racks can help us as well. Now, for any support bars or mounting components that we build to connect your cockpit to your motorcycle, we'll provide you with screws, washers, and nuts. When it comes to mounting specifically into your motorcycle, like to the luggage platform, we won't replace your OEM screws, so you'll want to look into that. Thanks for tuning in to the second in our 3 video series about the custom build of your K9 Moto Cockpit. In the final video, we'll be talking about the paint, padding, and upholstery of your cockpit. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at goruffly.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.